Okay. How Jesse? How Amanda? How are you?
Hi,
Hi,
Ruben.
Ruben.
Uh, I love Boy State. It opened my eyes to so many things because I'm not from here. I moved here 10 years ago and I'm still learning. For me, it's a learning processing. And now I'm watching Girl State and I have a 5 years old. It makes me wonder how difficult it will be for her in the future.
Mhm.
And I truly loved how you select these girls and I wonder how was that processing of selecting them to create this amazing documentary.
Yeah. Well,
Thank you for watching both the films. I love that. I love that you were able to see both, and they're different, but a little bit of the same process making them, which is that we spend many, many months before the girls all get together, talking over Zoom to as many of the kids who want to talk to us who are going to the camp uh, about themselves and their lives and their politics and their family. And in those conversations, we kind of narrowed down who we're going to follow. But I think Jesse likes to say, and I think it's true, that a lot of the girls who ended up being featured in the film kind of cast themselves because the minute they jump onto the screen, we just know they know their politics. They have passionate feelings about government or specific issues, but they're also really confident as teenagers. They kind of know themselves, maybe in ways that not everybody does at such a young age. They get there eventually, but we needed people to be there already at 17. And so, for instance, Emily, who's the main, not the main, but she's kind of the first kid we meet for real. The very first thing she said to us was, "I'm running for president." Like, that's just like, what? Who says that? And she said it right away and she meant it. I mean, she really did. And I think so that kind of jumps off the screen. Um, but they also, to be on camera, to share your feelings on the level that they did, that's also not everybody. And we need to make sure that we found the right kids who are going to be able to share, do well going through the program because it's very hard to do well, and rise to the top to become governor or get on the Supreme Court, but also be able to share how you feel with the camera. That's not everybody either. So we're very lucky, but also did a lot of work to find those particular kids that we followed.
I come from a country where we don't have that many women uh, thinking like that and aspiring to do things like that. And now that we had election in my country, Dominican Republic, you can see how many women won many elections. And
Mhm.
I wonder if I know boy states is totally different. The gap between them, its mentality and it's different. I wonder if you think that you could have made this documentary 20 years ago, 20, 30 years ago, with the same set of mind, with the same thinking processing the women's have now. I want to be involved in
Mm.
changing the country.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would
That's a
have been
great.
interesting, yeah, to think about how it would be different and similar. I think, I mean, women have been engaged in this struggle to raise their voice, to have more equal representation for the life of our country and well before that, right? So this is an ongoing struggle, representation. I think that what would be so different then is I think the political climate, the polarization that we're experiencing has just gotten more intense. And I think it threatens our ability to even talk politics with people in our own families. And we see the damage that has done in our national political state. In Congress, they're effectively paralyzed. Presidential politics is corrosive, it's toxic. Um, State legislatures are dominated by men still. I mean, I think you would find probably the same degree of frustration and optimism that have allowed women to drive forward. And we see more women on the Supreme Court. That's changed in the last 20, 25 years, 30 years. We now have parity on the court. It doesn't mean, I think we have parity in terms of the application of laws that affect women. And Missouri in particular had this trigger law that was going to go into effect once the abortion decision was finalized that would make it effectively a state where you cannot get an abortion as a woman. So I mean, that's a really interesting question. Amanda, do you have anything to add to that?
I love that question. I think these are issues that, as Jesse mentioned, have always been there, and I, female representation has been an issue for a long time and probably will be for a while more. But I do see, for instance, there was a 1992, I think, was considered the year of the woman. A lot of women went out in America to um, become elected into Congress, and that those moments, why they happen, and I think we're in another one, is a little bit of a pushback to maybe something like Roe v. Wade being overturned, or something like Trump being president, which is sort of versus Hillary, right? That kind of moment does motivate more women to recognize they need to get into elected positions to have that power. But that doesn't change the limitations to that. So disparities in funding of a government camp, which is what Emily was investigating in our film, that's just one of many things that are going to make that a difficult journey. You know, can women get elected in a co-ed space? That's really another issue for another film.
I just want to congratulate you both. It's a great documentary. I really love it, and I hope that my daughter see this in the future.
I hope so too.
And I loved it. I have to go, but I loved it because the energy that women have,
Yeah.
and the
Yes.
feeling is totally different. The voice that they think they're adults, but women doesn't lose this energy. And I just
Yeah.
want to congratulate you guys for the.
Thank you. Thank you, Ruben. Yeah, we love the power that the film can give to young women. Your daughter's probably a little too young, but maybe when she's 13, 14, and if we
She's into
can,
other things now, but like
yeah,
eventually she will have some
yeah,
ideas. And
yeah, that's great. Thank you so much for your kind words.
thank you. Bye bye. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye. You too.